that go?
In the first 3 months of 2025, 259 farms in the United States filed for bankruptcy, exceeding the total number of farm bankruptcies for all of 2024. This marks the highest number of filings since 2021, according to the University of Arkansas System Division of Agriculture.
There's stories all over the internet about farmers going bankrupt across the country. And I want you to know, I want to feel sorry for you. I'm struggling. I'm struggling to care at all. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart, because typically I have empathy, but I'm really, really tired of telling you farmers and you people that are in rural parts of the United States, I'm tired of telling you what your vote does to you. Yeah, I mean, you guys in the red states, you keep doing the same thing over and over again, and you're broke. You don't have any money. West Virginia, Louisiana, Mississippi, Arkansas, you get my point. You're broke. And yet you keep voting for the Republican Party that wants nothing to do with you. And farmers, guess what? You're included. But you keep voting red, and now you want me to feel sorry for you. I'm sorry. I just can't.
How much do you think undocumented immigrants pay into the tax system every year?
Zero.
Nothing.
Probably nothing.
Undocumented, I would guess zero. And why would they pay anything?
My guess is nothing.
Since they're undocumented, $0.
$100.
$100. 2022, they paid $96 billion into Social Security and Medicare, just undocumented.
I really don't know what to say about it.
2022, they paid $96 billion into the Social Security Medicare system.
It seems ludicrous that there would be that kind of money coming in.
You are 100% right. Given everything we've heard, it sounds absurd. It sounds insane, just like an alternate reality, right? It runs counter to the entire narrative that we've been getting the past several years.
The government?
The undocumented immigrants, they paid into the system. They pay it into the system.
Okay.
So through ITN number.
It's undocumented immigrants?
Undocumented immigrants. They pay Medicare, they pay Social Security. They don't get Social Security.
Right, but they pay into it.
They pay
I
into
I
it.
wasn't aware of that.
Yeah.
I wasn't aware of that.
Okay, this won't take long. I just want to give you a laugh. Trump went to Des Moines, Iowa to take a victory lap for the passage of his big ugly bill. During that speech, he claimed that his bill saved 2 billion farms. 2 billion with a B. There are only 1.9 million with an M farms in the United States. We have only 350 million people. Does anyone want to talk about Joe Biden losing it again?
So, a serious question. If there are no migrant workers in the carpet farms or small farms, who's picking all of the fruits and vegetables? No one. It's rotting on the ground. Who's at the carpet farms tending to the chickens and tending to the cows and tending to horses? No one. So, wouldn't it be a great guess that there are likely to be a food shortage in the next 3 to 6 months? Now, remember, Texas was the state that was complaining about illegal migrants. Yet, the majority of the raids are in Florida, they're in California, and they're on farms. They're not on gangs. So, one would think this is intentional, because there is no one put in place to make sure that these fruits and vegetables and animals will be tended to. So one would really wonder, is causing a food shortage intentional? Because that's what's going to happen.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel once again. So guys, things are getting worse. To the Maga farmers, to the white farmers, things are not going to be the same again. So right now we are seeing that Maga farmers are about to face a harsh wake-up call. So kindly guys, I want you to watch this compilation of video and see how Magas, they are going to cry because of the bad decision they made. We know all these Maga farmers, they went ahead and voted for deportation. We know these people, they voted against their own interests, but right now they are being punished because of the bad decision they made. So kindly guys, watch this video till the end, then I'll be back with more comment. All credits goes to the original creator of the video. I'm your host Dash Lifestyle. Remember to give a video a thumbs up, and also this video, it is only for educational purposes.
This is one of the saddest things I've ever had to do in my short tenure in farming. This has just been a really rough summer. This field usually produces really good wheat, and as you can see, the wheat is still here.
Trump just called me and said I need to destroy my crop. Let's chop this crop. Hey there, TikTok. Well, I got a text message this morning from one of the landowners and said, I think your corn is destroyed. And, you know, he's not a farmer or nothing. And I was kind of thinking, yeah, you know, probably got some heavy rain, a little bit of gooseneck. You know, I had a little rain at home this morning. You know, this is about 8 miles away. And then he sent me a picture. And I tell you, I've never seen nothing like this. It's nuts. So here's a better view. I mean, just look at it. I put a picture on Facebook and somebody said, you know, can you get out there and bale it or cut it and bale it, chop it? Well, I mean, there's really nothing left. It is shredded. I mean, everything's laying on the ground. I mean, it's gone.
So by now we've all heard that Nebraska is going to go bankrupt in about 2 months, 60 days, give or take. And Nebraska was a state that voted overwhelmingly for that guy. And now they're all crying and screaming because their workforce is gone. All the immigrants that were there doing whatever they did for them, gone. All these people jumping on TikTok, all over social media, complaining about how they're about to lose their farms because they don't have anybody to work the farms. My thing is, like, when the man told you he was going to deport the immigrants and y'all still voted for him, did you think he was joking? Because his hatred for immigrants and people of color and anybody who's not a wealthy white man was the first clue that the rest of us got that he was going to do what the hell he said he was going to do. Let's be real about it. He tried it and got blocked in 2016 because at that time there were people in places in the administration that prevented him from doing that. Well, now he done got rid of all those people who would have stopped him from doing this craziness. So all that's left are the people like them, like y'all, who voted for this, who agree with the shit. I'm having a hard time understanding why we should care. Why those of us who didn't fuck around, but are also finding out, why are we supposed to care? Why are we supposed to be like, oh, you are sorry and you regret your vote because you're about to lose your family farm and God knows what else. We all got drama that we got to deal with and live through. There are a lot of people worried every day about losing their jobs, people who have jobs that are 100% federally funded, who are worried every day that they get up if that's going to be the day that they go to work and they tell them, oh, we're done, you don't need to come back. So why should we care about you when we all got to be out here worried about our own self? So all I'm saying is the fuck around and find out is real for all of us. But for those of y'all that voted for this shit, y'all need to eat it. I wanted to say something else, but I don't know if children might see this video. But you know what I'm saying. But yeah, I don't think we give a shit. You know, concepts of thoughts, because y'all damn sure don't deserve our prayers. Good night.
All right, guys, I didn't really want to have to get on here and do this, but I had to. These are fiberglass stakes right here. Those big, bulky stakes on the back of the truck, wooden stakes. I called 2 weeks ago to get a quote on these fiberglass stakes because we need some more stakes this year. I got a quote, 83 cents. I called the man this morning. I said, hey, I know these tariffs are crazy and everything going on. I said, what can you do me on those fiberglass steaks now if we needed a load? It's a 3-month ETA from time you place the order. He said, Taylor, he said, you don't want to hear this price and I'm about to give you. And I said, well, give it to me anyways. He said, each of those steaks now is going to be $1.74 a piece. And I said, well, you know, and I know both that we can't do that, and that's going to be impossible. So that's just to let you know a little bit of what we're going through out here on our farm and what farmers in general are going through. These tariffs, not the best thing for our country. I voted for Trump.
People are wondering what's happened to the food, why it's so expensive. Here it is on the side of the road. Free oranges.
So we're now seeing multiple farm closures in Texas. With all of the discussions that were had about the effects of the deportation on farms and the service industry, we're talking planting season, which is all around March, April. The season where you're taking care of your plant, you're making sure there's no, weeding, bugs eating it, all of the things, birds, rabbits, all of that. So you got to take care of that. And now we're in harvest season, very near harvest season. But there's nothing, no executive order, nothing to remedy this when the remedy should have happened on or around May, latest June. So all of these farms are now closing down because of this, because there's no one to harvest. There was no one taking care of the harvest, the plants, our food, the food we need to eat, our food. There's no one taking care of it. And guess what? That means that we have to import, which means we have to pay more because there are high tariffs. This is beyond insane. So all of the executive orders that have been penned, that could not have been one of them. Because it's very difficult now to reverse this when these farms are closing. I am just sick to my stomach at whoever is doing this math. Because I really would like to sit with them and go, where did you go to school? And even if you're very intelligent and you're doing this purposefully, it is the poorest amongst us that's going to suffer the most from this. Because these people don't have to worry about food. They're good. If the plan is to crash the dollar and do all of these things, the poorest amongst us are the ones that's going to suffer the consequences. Now, here's the other point we need to take into consideration here. When you are calling these people lazy and criminals and rapists and all of the things, how the farmers doing without them? How the food doing without them? What's going on in the farm without them? The thing is, you guys like to call us names: lazy, rapists, murderers, all of the things we are. We are the worst of the worst. We being brown, we being black. But when ish needs to get done and we ain't around, what now? This is just one of the many fails that's going to come about. One of the many fails. And a big part of it It started from the bottom up, but trust me, when it starts going up to all of the 300,000 black women losing their job and all of the people they're taking out of work, that's who we be. When y'all calling us names and saying we're lazy, we this, we that. As bad as this is, and how many people got deported, and how many of us lost our jobs in the interim, this is also showing who we are and what our capacity is and what we actually bring to the table. Including, let's not forget, in consumerism, when we decide we're done with a place. Because we buy. We keep this afloat. So it's heart-wrenching to see at this juncture, all of these farms closing down. Which this is going to make food so expensive. It is already going to make food is already going to be very expensive. All of the farmers that can't export, that now they can't export beef because China's buying beef and pork and stuff like that from Australia. They can't export soybeans, so they're going to have to try to push as much soybean here. And soybean is not something we eat in a large amount. Asian countries use soybean more than we do, and now they're getting their soybean from, where is it, Brazil. If there was a math class, if there was an actual test, this is a great fail. And you know what it is? This is not I told you so, or look how, because this ain't great for none of us. Ain't one of us all happy about this, and because we are all hurting from this. I just shared a video with this guy. This man is walking all around town looking for a particular item that is from China. And all of the stores he's going to, the price is higher. And he gets to the store, and this one store, and this person is explaining to him it is higher because of tariffs, because this is an imported good. And the man says, and I quote, according to the person who posted the video, I should say, because I didn't hear it directly, "Oh, this is you guys trying to sabotage the president because you're supposed to eat the cost." Now, in that sentence alone, you do the realization that this person has no idea how business work. How long do you think people can eat the cost? How long do you think they're going to let their profit margin deplete? How long? They're going to do one of three things. They're going to close stores down if they have more than one store. They're going to let go of staff. It's called overhead. Or they're going to raise the prices. And they could still do all three of these things. So who's losing? We are. Next time, please do some bloody research, yeah?
At no point in history have the good guys been the ones who banned books or built concentration camps. So if you're cheering for this shit, you know you're not one of the good guys.
This is the consequences when we chose the wrong direction. Oh my God. Yes. It is what it is. Make America great. Yeah, low prices.
And now Donald Trump has said that America is for pure-blooded Americans only. I didn't know there was such a fucking thing as a pure-blooded American. Y'all show me one. Show me one true pure-blooded American that's not Cherokee, Navajo, Apache. Huh?
I don't know if it's just me or what, but I was so excited for Trump to get back into office. For what? For what? I mean, prices are still bad. They're rising. Hell, everybody's struggling. I mean, wasn't you supposed to help us? Wasn't you supposed to? But he's not worried about us because, I mean, he's balling. He's rich. He ain't worried about it. So, I mean, I just don't understand. I went from supporting him to, what are you doing for us? Making America great again? No, you're making it shit. Sorry. I may be wrong. It might, I mean, whatever, Biden did, whatever. But Trump's not making it any better. It's hard out here for everybody. It's hard. Trust me, I work at a Family Dollar. It's hard. It don't matter how much you make, okay? Everybody's struggling. Everybody. Just remember that.
We need trade deals as fast as we can for Nebraska. We're an export state, and our corn and soybeans right now are being shut out of the market. And that's why Nebraska is on its heels right now. We've lost about 6% of our GDP, according to the economic numbers that are official, and that's not a good sign. And so if we can get some tariff deals and get these markets open back up, ultimately that's what we want.
GDP numbers for the first quarter of 2025, which is another tool, a measurement to estimate the size of the economy. It does not paint a pretty picture for the state of Nebraska here, and in large part because of the largest industry, which is agriculture. Now, tonight we hear how one farmer is coping with these challenges.
With the interest rates where they are right now, it's putting everybody into a bind.
Bill Landon is one of the many farmers in Nebraska who's at a tight spot financially. According to a report from the U.S. Bureau of Economic Analysis, Nebraska's gross domestic product fell more than 6% in the first quarter, tied with Iowa for the largest decrease in the nation. And it's because of losses in agriculture.
When I first started farming in my first year farming after my wife and I got married in 1974 was, we thought if we could get over $3 for our corn, we didn't know what to do with all the money we could have. And now here are talking $3.60 to $3.80, and even $4. It's right at or below break-even costs.
Prices have dropped for corn, soybeans, and other row crops. Meanwhile, the costs of farming are going up.
And so here you look at the input costs of all of the fertilizer, all of the chemicals, all of the insurance, all of the seed, everything else, plus the price of land, especially if you're a renter. You have an enormous amount of money tied up in a crop.
According to the Nebraska Farmers Union, those raising beef have been doing well, but crop producers are taking it on the chin. Union President John Hanson calling this the worst financial time for family farmers in decades. Landon says one of the ways he's balancing this out is by cutting back on purchases.
If you haven't been able to put some of your own equity into the farming operation, it makes it really, really rugged.
But Hanson feels this issue in Nebraska should be of a national concern.
It is not in our country's interest to see family farmers and ranchers who produce our food and fiber go broke. That's not good for national food security. It's not good economics. It's not good conservation. It's not good for the future of America.
And Hanson also says he plans to head to D.C. in September in hopes of bringing up the permanent farm bill, which he says needs updating.
When Trump said he was going to drop prices, I understood it to be groceries and everyday essentials for the normal person. But I think I misunderstood him, because when Trump says something, it's true. So I'm starting to think he meant like oil prices and like military prices and, other stuff. Because I'm seeing prices go up on groceries and essentials and everyday essentials for the everyday people. Where did I misunderstand? Because I know it's my fault. The man said he was going to drop prices. I know that's what he's doing. I'm just not seeing it on my end, because I work every day, many hours, but I'm still behind. And every time I shop, the prices are higher. Somebody please help me understand where I went wrong and misunderstood Donald Trump when he said prices were going to go down from day one. But on my end, they're going up.
My name is Fred Higginbotham.
Hi, Fred.
I've lived in Polk County since '98. I was a firefighter in California. I saw what can happen when a state works together with its people. This state does not know how to do that. I inherited a century farm from my father because he was born, raised here. My great-great-grandfather helped open this university. I am pissed, and I'm pissed at you because I have emailed you because it's easier for me than to try to talk on the phone without profanity. I would appreciate you taking your father's U.S. Constitution book, read it, study it, make your own lines underneath it, and get Trump out of office. The man is a dictator. He knows nothing about what he talks about. I listened to him for about a half hour today, and I got sick at all the lies he brought up. Now, I'm about ready to lose my farm. Do you know why? I'm sure you don't know why.
Lose your what, sir?
Farm.
Farm?
Yeah.
Why is that, sir?
Because Missouri does not have wills. They have trust. They have legal zigzags. And a trust, most people don't know anything about. So I'm dealing with a state that's a crooked state, doesn't care about what farmers happen. The only reason why we have farmers today is because the federal government funds them. How much money of our tax money goes to farmers? Farmers work very hard, but they're funded by the federal government, not by selling groceries. That's what Foster Farms and all of those characters, that's where they get their money. The price of steaks, $20 a pound, because of big business. You want to straighten out the budget? Start taxing corporations and the wealthy, like we've been telling you. Do you think we're idiots? Do you think we don't pay taxes? Do you think that we don't have to make budgets? You talk about half-truths when I listen to you. You know nothing about taking care of children because you've always had a really good-paying job. You know nothing about what a working-class citizen does. Come down here. Come down here and start trying to pay your medical insurance. Come down here and walk into Costco to try to feed your family, to feed your kid that's moved out, to feed your great-grandchildren. I had a very good job in California, and I'm able to feed my family, and it goes all the way to great-grandchildren. You're not helping me. Believe me, you're not helping me. You need to take your head out of Trump's ass and start doing your representation of us.
So there's been a ton of news articles over the last month or so about farmers who have fields of rotting produce. They couldn't get picked because of the lack of an available agricultural workforce, and they voted for Trump. And they're like, oh my God, won't anybody think of us? Won't anybody think of us? Nebraska is apparently going to be bankrupt because of this stuff. I believe due to a tariff deficit, they are going to be underwater. And then I saw the video earlier. I'm not sure if you saw it. She's taking it down, and I don't want to rip it from somebody else's page. But this lady from Ohio, or Iowa rather, crying about the fact that she cannot afford to buy groceries for her family. And if you go back on her videos, it's nothing but a bunch of pro-Trump stuff about how he is going to fix everything, and the evil, vile liberals are stupid, and they're going to ruin everything, and Daddy Trump's going to take care of us. I don't care. I don't care. Let it burn. Let it burn. My girlfriend and I, often enough, we have some very good conversations about addiction. And I'm so fascinated with it as a concept because I'm a former binge eater. And so I love the way binge eating overlaps with other forms of addiction, and also just discovering the ways that it's different and the ways that it's the same. But she said something to me once, and I think it's the first time I ever heard it. And it's, I can't want it for you. And man, like, we can't be smart for them. We can't make right choices for them. At the end of the day, human beings, no matter how smart or how stupid or wherever they are in between, we have this like death grasp on why we think it is important to make choices for ourselves. And I get that. I think that is like a fundamental, deeply wired desire. We want to have agency over our own choices. But for a certain population, that neurology, that requisite in your brain supersedes your ability to look at someone else and go, they may know more about this than me, and perhaps I should defer to their judgment. And I have said something for about 15, maybe even 20 years now, and it is the fact that the greatest offense that you could do unto a conservative-minded human being is expressing to them that they may not know everything about everything. And, today, the metaphorical today, in recent time, we are very much seeing the final form of a group of this population that it is more important for them to be able to make choices than it is for them to understand the choice they are making, and let it fucking burn. I don't care. I can't care for you. And you have proven that you didn't give enough of a shit about yourself to make the right choice.
I'm a 56-year-old rural gun-owning white guy. And if Kamala Harris thinks I'll vote for her, she's right. So I was trying to explain to my son how tariffs work. When I was his age, I didn't have a clue. I gave him a very simplified version. I told him that, imagine, son, that you're a cake maker and you sell cakes. You sell cakes in your county, and you sell cakes in Smith County and in Jones County. And you're doing really well, selling a lot of cakes. But Smith County, they got their own cake makers, and they want to cut down on your business to help their cake makers. Now, Smith County, they also sell cakes in Jones County. And the health department in Smith County, they come to you and say, well, you're going to have to pay a $1 fee for every cake that you sell in our county so that we can make sure that they're healthy. Well, there's two things that you do. The first thing you do is you add $1 to the price of your cake for everybody in Smith County. The other thing you do is you start selling fewer cakes in Smith County and more cakes in Jones County. Where Smith County is also selling cakes. So you're still selling cakes in Smith County, but they're more expensive because you're not going to eat that $1. You're not going to just take $1 off your profit to pay Smith County. You're going to increase the price. And the people in Smith County who want your cakes are still going to buy them, but they're going to pay another $1. They're going to pay your tariff fee. Meanwhile, since you shifted some of your business over to Jones County, the cake makers that were in Smith County, their market share went down and they can't sell as many cakes. That's what happened the last time Trump was president. He put tariffs on countries that sell things here that we need, in particular that our farmers need. And those countries, well, they started selling their stuff in other countries, not as much here, and they increased the prices of everything that they sold here that had a tariff on it. And you and I, we paid the price. We paid a higher price for those goods. It was a tax on us. And that's exactly what my son said. He says, Dad, that sounds like another kind of tax. Yes, son, it is. And when Trump did this, we paid a tax, if you will, on his tariffs. And our farmers lost a lot of market share in other countries. We lost a lot of farmers to bankruptcy because of Trump's tariffs last time. And now he's going to be tariffs on steroids. If you believe what he says on his stump speech, he's going to put 10, 20% tariffs on all kinds of countries. Everybody that imports to America, he wants to put a tariff on them. And he says that they're going to pay the price. Well, they're not going to do that. They're going to increase the price of their cake, and we're going to pay for it. I hope that helps people understand tariffs are not the way to go, and Trump is all about tariffs. Good day.
News out of Texas, and if this is happening in Texas, this is happening elsewhere. Multiple farms are shutting down due to lack of workers because the entire workforce has basically fled and is in hiding and not showing up for work. Crops are being left to die in the Texas heat. Livestock is being untended to, unwatered, and unfed. There's just no one to do the work. So this is going to lead to potential food shortages because I'm sure this is happening across the country. Most farm workers are questionably documented. No one else is willing to do the work. This is going to lead to shortages, and inflation is going to go back up as we're going to have to import food from outside.
A report from the University of Arkansas Division of Agriculture shows that farm bankruptcies are outpacing the last several years.
On a national level, we've already beat out 2024's annual bankruptcies.
Loy's report shows that 15 farms have filed Chapter 12 bankruptcies in the first quarter of 2025. To put that in perspective, there were 16 Chapter 12 bankruptcies total last year. Farm bankruptcies have become half of Jonesboro bankruptcy attorney Joel Hargis's cases.
I have filed more Chapter 12s in the last 6 months than I have in any full year.
Filing Chapter 12 bankruptcies gives qualifying farmers a more flexible repayment structure and allows them to continue farming. But that's only one kind of bankruptcy. More extreme Chapter 7 bankruptcies are those in which debtors must sell off assets, like farms and farm equipment.
I try to steer farmers away from Chapter 7s. If we can fit them into a Chapter 13, great, because it'll help protect the home. It'll protect the vehicles that are needed for the household.
It's unknown how many farmers filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy this year, but one that Channel 7 spoke with believes that it may be more than those filing Chapter 12s, not to mention those filing Chapter 11 or 13. Hargis says despite the odds, many of his farmer clients don't want to give up.
It's what they know. It's family land. It's their blood. You might as well cut off an arm than to sell their pasture or sell their cropland.
Severe weather this spring, tariffs, inflation, and an unfavorable global market and declining commodity prices have all combined to make this a devastating year for Arkansas farmers, for whom input costs are high but returns are so low they have no chance of breaking even. Not helping matters is the fact that the creation of a new farm bill by Congress is 2 years overdue. The existing and outdated bill, which shapes America's agricultural policies, has a subsidy safety net for farmers, but because of inflation, it's not saving anyone anymore.
If something doesn't happen, then I think that we're watching the death of the family farm. I think that we're hearing the death knells. I think that these big farming conglomerates, these big corporate farming operations, they're what's going to take over if Congress does not do something to protect our family farmers.
The big beautiful bill recently passed by Congress updates safety nets for farmers, but even still, the cavalry isn't here just yet.
Now, will it help people right this very second? No, it won't. Let's say you got that payment, the farm safety net payment, you wouldn't get it until 26. It's great, something we really needed, but when we're talking about a lag in the payments, that may cause more issues in terms of can people make it to next year.
There's a lot of hope that a new farm bill will save farmers, but it's already too late for some.
Dear God, if you've never listened before, Texas is reporting that numerous farms are shutting down. They have no workforce to bring in the harvest. So what does that mean? We're going to have less food available. What does less food mean? Higher prices for what is available. Even the cattle has been left unattended. Now they're gathering people up to make a workforce. Don't even doubt that for a second that that's what they're working on here. However, there's no people now Now, as we come into fall and everything is ready to be picked and processed, we are in a massive FO moment for the nation. So if you have not stocked up on basic food items that will help you survive, God help you. Because you're going to need it. I don't know what more to say.
Okay, and then of course tariffs. We talked in May. Farmers were along for the ride, but they said it would have to be a small ride, a short ride. And we're still sitting here now in August, and things, we see a little bit of delays. We've seen some get done, but yesterday the president sent out a tweet, sent the soybean market flying. Today it's dropping right back off. I mean, farmers are really concerned about this, especially when it comes to China. Where are we at, and what's the message you're hearing from the president?
And this is where we really are seeing a little bit of pain, of course, from the farmers. And they are frustrated with the tariff situation. They've expressed that to me. But then they immediately turn around and they say, we understand why the president is doing this.
Yeah.
So they are feeling pain. But what they want to see is a reset when it comes to trade, and to make sure that we as the United States are getting the trade situation right.
So guys, you have seen that video, and also you have seen how Maga farmers, white farmers, they are really crying because of the bad decision these people they made. Majority of Maga farmers, they are going bankrupt, and also majority of them, they are now realizing that racism, it is very expensive, and also they are regretting for voting for DJT because of their own interest. So we have seen farmers, they have come out really crying because the people who were the workers who they were helping them in the farms, they are not showing up in the farm, and because of that, majority of them, they are losing their crops in the farm. The crops are rotting in the farm, and also because of the Trump's tariff, also it has made majority of farmers to go bankrupt. You have seen the first video of that guy coming out and say majority of farmers, they are really going bankrupt, and they are now regretting for voting for this administration. So guys, I have some of the comment here that majority of black people, they have come out and send it to the Maga people, and they are really calling them because these people, they are the black people, they try to warn these people not to vote against their own interests, not vote for this administration, but they didn't listen. They thought that people who are going to be punished is the black people, and they went ahead and vote. So right now we are seeing them, they are really crying. Majority of them, they cannot even afford basic necessities. Majority of the Maga people, they cannot even pay their medical bill, because the other day Republicans, they came out and crashed the big beautiful bill. So their Medicare, it is already gone, and right now we have been seeing the groceries price also, it has skyrocketed. Right now we are seeing the farmers, they are really crying, they're losing their farms. Majority of them, they are going bankrupt, and these people, they are now getting the lesson of their life. So I hope next time these people, they won't vote Republican, but we will just see, because black people, they are here to watch and see. So let's see the message from the black people and see if they have sympathy or empathy to them. So let me just read some of the comment here. And also guys, you can remember, you can share your thought on the comment section. I'll be reading it. And also remember, this video, it is only for educational purposes. Let us try to educate these Maga people. So this one is saying that farmers voted for their own financial they miss it. Let me just read again. Farmers voted for their own financial demise. It is hard to have sympathy for them. So this one is saying that there's no sympathy for the farmers because they're the one who voted against their own interests. So this one saying that racism, sexism, and bigotry are expensive. Yeah, so this one saying that as they are farmers, they should know you reap what you sow. Yeah, these farmers, they are now reaping what they sow. So this one is saying that as a former farmer, I don't care if these farmers all go out of businesses. 99% of farmers are hardcore Maga. they will support Trump and his Republican Party right to the poorhouse. They do it with eye wide open, don't have any sympathy for them. Yeah, so this one is now coming out and saying the truth. There's no sympathy for this farmers because they voted widely eye open for Donald Trump. So this was saying that tax the rich, release the Trumpstein file. Yeah, so this one is saying that Trump need to tax the rich and release the Epstein file. So this one saying no farms, no workers, no money, no social service to help because you elected a clown. Remember this feeling the next time you think of doing something else stupid. Yeah, this one is saying that this is a lesson that these people they need to go through so that next time they should not vote for the same mistake that they voted this time round. So this one saying that farmer finding out racism and biography is very expensive. Yeah, so this one saying that you are warned not to vote for Trump. You did, this is your reward. Suck it up, you made it happen. Yeah, black people want these people not voting for DJT, but they didn't listen. So right now, they should go ahead and cry to their fellow Maga, not to cry to the black people. So this one saying that as a European, it's so fascinating how anyone could have still believed in 2024 that Republicans care at all about farmers or the working class. All they do is pass tax cuts for the rich, cuts benefit and social program, mulging all welfare and public health measures and wage a war against small businesses. If you vote for them in 2024, you kind of deserve to be miserable. It is just a shame that the rest of the country has to endure the downfall as well. So this one saying that I love the uneducated Trump. This one is saying that she loves uneducated Trump. So this one saying that I don't accept any of their excuse or apology. He had 34 felony conviction, a rape conviction, etc. What possible excuse can they offer? They vote willingly for a criminal and are mad that he's screwing them. Yeah, these people they know exactly Donald Trump had a case, and these people they went ahead voted for this. They call him a criminal. So these people they need to reap what they sow. So this one saying that racism mixed with ignorance is very expensive. Yeah, so these people for a very long time they have been voting to punish black people. They have been voting against racism. So right now black people want them but they ignore. So these people they have right now it is like racism and ignorance. They ignore black people and they have been voting against racism. So right now they are realizing that it is indeed it is very, very expensive. So this was saying that they thought black and brown folks will feel the pain, and that was absolutely just fine with them. Yeah, these people they thought that black and brown people they will feel the pain, and that one it will be okay with them. But this time round things have changed, that the people who are really punishing are getting punishment. So this was saying that Trump said that he loves the uneducated. Yeah, I was not aware of that. The war cry of Maga. So let me just read it, this one. If they didn't see what a bad president Trump was in his first term, it's their fault to vote for him again. I have zero sympathy for any person that voted for this man and is feeling pain now. Tighten your boot strap and figure out what is in your best interest for a change. Every time a Republican president gets in office, this country loses a part of what had been established for the less fortunate. Yeah. So this one is reminding them that every time when a Republican president gets into office, he always mess. He or she always mess. So this one is saying that Newsflash, immigrants are why American exist. No sympathy for them. So this one saying that I feel sorry for all the people who didn't vote for this, yet still suffer along with the Magas. That's about 40% of everyone in red state, myself included. Yeah. So for those people who didn't vote for Donald Trump and they are also going through this, I'm also feeling sorry to them, because these people, they knew what it is coming and they opted not to vote for this administration. But these other people, they went ahead and voted. But right now, I'm so happy because they are being punished more than the people who voted, more than those people who didn't vote for this administration. So this one saying that I'm glad they got what they voted for. This was saying that the terms dump farmer was never more appropriate. It's your own responsibility to be informed about the politics in your country. So this was saying that uneducated vote. So, so this was saying that when Trump said, "I don't care about you, only want your vote. I don't care," they all thought it was a compliment. Yeah. So this was saying that a repercussion may, let me just read it, this one. This was saying that, and American thought food was expensive before the tariff. We haven't seen anything yet. Yeah. So this was the, but we can't go bailing the farmers out again. I will buy any Maga farmers land for 15 cents on the dollar cash. GOP and Friend will offer 47 cents. So, but you may not get all, as they are not known not to pay in full. Yeah, voting hate has a price. Yeah, voting hate has a price. So guys, you can see some of the comments here that majority of you guys you have shared in the comment section. And also guys, remember to give a video a thumbs up. I'll be reading some of your comment in my next video. Thank you so much guys. Subscribe. See you in my next one. Bye bye.